Subscribe the channel and press the bell icon to get latest updates from LearnFatafat.com.
Dear students, when we hear word pure, very first thing that strikes into our mind is anything which is not adulterated. Say, a ghee is said to be pure only if it's not adulterated. But ghee is also a mixture of many substances like fats, proteins, etc. So, modern scientists termed it as mixture rather than calling it pure. So, what do you mean by mixture?
Watch ad-free and complete syllabus on LearnFatafat Android app. Download the app now.
A mixture is two or more substances mixed with each other where substances are individually distinct. A substance is a pure kind of matter which cannot be separated by any physical process. In mixture of salty water, salt and water are substances. So, on basis of nature of substances, mixture can be divided into homogeneous and heterogeneous mixture. Homogeneous mixture. Dear students, can you identify salt from the mixture of salt and water? No. This is because salt particles get evenly distributed among water particles. Mixture in which all the particles are evenly distributed, making a uniform composition, is known as homogeneous mixture. Some other examples are air, blood, tea, etc. Again, if you add 1 or 2 teaspoons of salt more to mixture, does the mixture seems to be same? Well, no. Mixture will show slight change in color. This shows that though both are homogeneous mixtures, still they have variable composition.
Watch ad-free and complete syllabus on LearnFatafat Android app. Download the app now.
Now what about heterogeneous mixture? It can be defined as mixture with non-uniform composition of substances where substance or their phases are easily distinguishable. Say, mixture of water and sand. Here, sand particles are easily identified. Hence, it is heterogeneous mixture. Some other examples are mixture of oil and water, salt and iron filings, etc.
Let us now have a look on activity.
What is solution? A solution is a homogeneous mixture of 2 or more substances. Generally, when we say a solution, a picture of liquid solution strikes in our mind. It's interesting to know that there are solid as well as gaseous solutions. In solution, each and every particle follows homogeneity. This is the only reason your tea tastes same from the first sip to last one. So let me tell you a little more about solution. A solution is made up of components called solute and solvent. Component which is present in large quantity is called as solvent. Example, water. Component which is present in less quantity is called as solute. Example, salt, sugar, etc. Can you guess the properties of solution? A solution is homogeneous mixture. Particles of solutions are not visible to naked eye. Due to small size, they do not scatter beam of light and so path of light is not visible. Solute particles present in solution are not separated from the solution by method of filtration. Solute particles in solution do not settle down if left undisturbed.
Watch ad-free and complete syllabus on LearnFatafat Android app. Download the app now.
Dear students, in laboratories, you must have noticed bottles of dilute or concentrated acids or dilute or concentrated bases. What do these words dilute and concentrated means? They specify the concentration of solution. A solution is said to be dilute if number of solute particles present in solution is less while solvent is present in larger quantity. A solution is said to be concentrated if large number of solute particles are present in solution.
Watch ad-free and complete syllabus on LearnFatafat Android app. Download the app now.
Also, each solution has a specific dissolving capacity of solute. Hence, when solution dissolves solute to its dissolving capacity, then it is known as saturated solution. Amount of solute present in saturated solution is called as its solubility. After solution is saturated, dissolution stops and solutes accumulates at bottom. If amount of solute present in solution is in less quantity than the dissolving capacity of solution, then it is known as unsaturated solution. So, concentration is defined as amount of solute present in given amount of solution or amount of solute dissolved in given mass or volume of solvent. Concentration can be expressed in following two methods. Mass by mass percentage of solution, which is equals to mass of solute upon mass of solution into 100, or mass by volume percentage of solution, which is equals to mass of solute by volume of solution into 100.
Let us now have a look on activity.
Watch ad-free and complete syllabus on LearnFatafat Android app. Download the app now.
Suspension. Suspension is a heterogeneous mixture where solute particles do not dissolve in solution and remain suspended in bulk medium. Let's discuss some properties of suspension. Suspension is heterogeneous mixture where particles of suspension can be seen with naked eye. Particles of suspension scatters beam of light, making path of light visible. Particles of solute
Watch ad-free and complete syllabus on LearnFatafat Android app. Download the app now.
After learning solutions and suspensions, now you must be definitely curious to know about colloidal solution. So, let us learn what exactly a colloidal solution is. In colloidal solution, particles of colloid are distributed evenly in solution. These particles have smaller size as compared to size of particles of suspension. Since particle size is small, it appears to be homogeneous. But in reality, solution is heterogeneous. That is, when beam of light is passed through the solution, scattering of light is visible. That is, a Tyndall effect is observed.
Watch ad-free and complete syllabus on LearnFatafat Android app. Download the app now.
It is observed in dark room where beam of light enters from small hole and in dense forest where particles of dust and smoke, tiny water droplets in air act as colloidal particle which allow scattering of light. Properties of colloid. A colloid is a heterogeneous mixture. The size of particles of colloid is too small to be seen by naked eye, but is big enough to scatter beam of light passing through it and make path of light visible. They do not settle down when left undisturbed. That is, a colloid is quite stable. They cannot be separated by process of filtration. Hence, technique of centrifugation is used to separate colloidal particles. After learning properties of colloid, you must be jumbled to decide whether a colloid is a solution or a suspension. Well, dear students, properties of colloid lies between solution and suspension. Here is a short comparison between solution, colloid and suspension.
Watch ad-free and complete syllabus on LearnFatafat Android app. Download the app now.
Components of colloidal solution. A colloidal solution contains dispersed phase and dispersion medium. Dispersed phase is made of solute-like particles or dispersed particles. A component in which dispersed phase is suspended is called as dispersion medium. Following table shows some example of colloids.
Let us now have a look on activity.
Watch ad-free and complete syllabus on LearnFatafat Android app. Download the app now.
Dear students, a mixture may contain various useful components. Hence, to extract these components, various methods of separation are used. Generally, for heterogeneous mixtures, components are separated by hand picking, sieving, filtration methods, etc. In this video, we are going to learn some special techniques for separation of components from mixtures.
Watch ad-free and complete syllabus on LearnFatafat Android app. Download the app now.
Evaporation. This method is generally used to separate non-volatile component from volatile component, where volatile component easily evaporates, leaving behind non-volatile component in mixture. For
Watch ad-free and complete syllabus on LearnFatafat Android app. Download the app now.
Dear students, till now we have discussed different methods of separation of solids from liquid, liquid from liquid. But is it possible to separate gases from air? In this video, let us try to separate different gases from air.
Watch ad-free and complete syllabus on LearnFatafat Android app. Download the app now.
The air we breathe contains 20.9% oxygen, 78.1% nitrogen, 0.04% of carbon dioxide, 0.9% of argon and other gases. All these gases are uniformly distributed, hence air is a homogeneous mixture. To separate components of air, first air is liquefied by applying pressure and lowering temperature. This liquid air is then passed to fractional column where it is warmed. Due to increase in temperature, evaporation starts. Gases with low boiling point evaporates first and gases with high boiling point remains as it is till boiling point is reached. Hence it becomes easy to separate gases from air using fractional distillation. Crystallization. In crystallization, liquid solution is heated in china dish with continuous stirring till maximum amount of liquid is evaporated and a saturated solution is left in dish. Now allow solution to cool. Crystals of pure solid appears in dish. This method is used to obtain pure solid in form of crystals from its liquid solution.
Watch ad-free and complete syllabus on LearnFatafat Android app. Download the app now.
Dear students, pure substances are classified as an element or as a compound on basis of its chemical composition. Term element was first introduced by Robert Boyle in 1661. Later, around 1743 to 1794, Anthony Laurent, a French chemist, defined element as a simplest form of substance that cannot be broken further during chemical reaction.
Watch ad-free and complete syllabus on LearnFatafat Android app. Download the app now.
Let us learn in detail about elements. Dear students, all living and non-living things we observe have basic unit which is an element. Chair is made up of wood and wood is composition of carbon, oxygen, hydrogen nitrogen, etc., which are all elements. Till date, we have 118 elements known, out of which more than 20 elements are artificially created, while rest occurs naturally on Earth. Classification of elements. All elements differ from each other due to their respective properties. Hence, they are classified as metals, non-metals, and metalloids. Now you must be definitely excited to know about their properties. So let's start. Properties of metals and non-metals. Metals have luster, whereas non-metals don't. Metals are good conductors of heat and electricity, whereas non-metals are bad conductors. Metals possesses the property of ductility, malleability, and sonority, whereas non-metals don't. Metals are hard, non-metals are brittle. Metals are in solid state except mercury. Non-metals exist in solid, liquid, and gaseous state.
Watch ad-free and complete syllabus on LearnFatafat Android app. Download the app now.
Example of metals are iron, gold, silver, sodium, copper, mercury, etc. Examples of non-metals are carbon, hydrogen, bromine, oxygen, etc. Metalloids. Surprisingly, elements like germanium shows properties intermediate to metals and non-metals. Such elements are called as metalloids or semi-metals. Some examples of metalloids are arsenic, boron, silicon, antimony, etc. What are compounds? A compound is formed when two or more elements chemically combine with each other and form new substance with new properties. Check few difference between mixtures and compounds.
Let us now have a look on activity.
Let's take quick recall for matter, mixtures, and pure substances. So dear students, I hope you enjoyed learning different types of pure substances. Thanks for watching.
Like, share and subscribe LearnFatafat.com and press the bell icon to never miss an updates from LearnFatafat.com.